So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. To it after the pick six. Prescott escaping the pressure right. And some room to roll now. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So the D-line's going to spread out. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
Prescott looks to throw on first. It's Williams on the catch. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Second and just 1.
He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Give him a couple on the carry there. Second and 8.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll fight.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Prescott now on second down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free.
To him here, he's brought down for a sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
This is taken at the 50. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
Right? As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
First carry now. This is Johnson. And not a whole lot. A chunk of yardage still left here. Second and 7.
Over! Set! 3-19! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. 39. Now, let's go.
Nelson, the man in motion left. They go to Johnson again. And some room to maneuver. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. A first down carry here for Johnson. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
The first update from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, and the 49ers are out to the early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to air one out. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
And the wideout in motion. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Screen play, Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second, it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. He's going to field this at the 4. 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Out left side here to Bryant. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Yeah, the defense definitely showing blitz here. Now Prescott. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick. But instead it falls down incomplete. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Prescott now. A dump off to Elliott. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Here's Prescott. Going deep here for Bryant. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Taken from just outside the 30. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. The tight end, Jermaine Gresham, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
2nd down following the incompletion.
Here we go. 319. 319.
On the toss, here's Johnson. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it the rest of the game. And that does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know what the rule is. First guy hold up the runner. Everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back.
Hurry up, here we go.
Nelson, the man in motion right.
39.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Taco Charlton in there to get him for a loss of 9. And that'll lead to 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Cowboys. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
A second down throw for Prescott. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and they're going to have a third down. To throw is Prescott. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, surprise, surprise, partner. No, we know it's not a surprise. When you try to complete a pass against this Cardinals defense, there's a reason that they are known as the no-fly zone.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
And boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third.
Let's go! Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Cowboys. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Second down, Prescott able to get away. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now. The Cowboys on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Here's Prescott. Completes it to the rookie from North Carolina, Ryan Switzer. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's fourth down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. Fielded just inside the 20. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Around the NFL, second quarter in Santa Clara. And the 49ers are out to the early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. In motion right here, Nelson. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down at the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Two minutes to go here in the first half. More from the desert after this. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down.
Let's go.
Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Taco Charlton in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And an update from a game going on up in Santa Clara. And the 49ers are out to the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And some space here. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. On 1st and 10, Prescott. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. On 2nd down, Prescott again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
There's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Prescott from the gun on third. Looking downfield for Dez. And, oh, my goodness, what a catch at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So the offense has it, 6-yard line, 1st and goal.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see.
David Johnson on his way. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, 73 yards. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And they'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And, you know, at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
First down throw for Prescott. Going right side here, and that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. First down, Prescott. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for him.
Flush to his right. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
Offensively, they like their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
A first down carry by Elliott. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Looking to throw, Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game. If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. You might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. Nelson, the man in motion right. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They have, by the way, gone to the 3rd quarter now at Ford Field in Detroit, and the Lions have scored to move in front. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Cardinals on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And they're going to get the first down here across the 15-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Hurry up, here we go.
And he motions the wide receiver. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2.
Detroit.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
All right, here we go.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan, and they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. They pitch it out to Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Johnson with a burst, a 1st down and more. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit. Detroit. No.
They'll set up a throw. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Sean Lee from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. The Cardinals on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's Cardinal football. They're also out in front of the scoreboard as we get set for the 4th.
Leopard. Leopard. Here we go now.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. I don't think you got it, son.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Detroit. Detroit.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Well, 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. So now from a defensive perspective, they might still have a pulse.
Yeah, that probably would have sealed their fate, but now they're still within 2 scores.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that, but a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it, and here we are today.
2nd down, offense behind the sticks here, 2nd and 13. Throwing, Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Prescott from the gun. He sets to fire deep. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Trying to stick with Dez. There got too physical. Pass interference.
I like your note there. So physical. Hard for any defender to cover Dez Bryant without drawing a pass interference call.
Now Elliott. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, So it'll be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
And they're definitely showing blitz here. Prescott, and he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott from 6 yards away. And the Cowboys have cut it to within a score. And that one makes it 14-7. Bailey now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
No. Check. Patriot. Now let's go.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Second down, just 1 yard to go.
All right, here we go. Back 99 Philly, here we go. Back 99 Philly, here we go. Leopard. Here we go. Check. Patriot.
A toss, left side, Johnson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
No. Check. All right, here we go. Check. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch 84. Set.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. And 5 yards on the... There as the drive will continue. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Let's go. Over.
Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And the slot man goes in motion left. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. The Cardinals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They're down here in a 1-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. A big play here for the Cowboys. 53 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll look to throw. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it, go for 2.
Wow, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Want to win it right now, have the momentum, go ahead and get it done.
Elsewhere, Ford Field, they're into the 4th quarter now. And it's the Rams extending their lead as they've just put more on the board. A win would be their first of the young season. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. They go play action here on first down. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in Week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in
now Prescott. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially for a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
Oh, and he's taken down here by his face mask by the looks of it. And a penalty flag is going to give a much better starting position. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. They'll set up to throw. Screen play, Johnson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. The Cardinals on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 8.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Here we go. 3-19.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
2nd down and 4.
Hurry up. Here we go.
Johnson. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. The Cardinals on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On third down, it's Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 34. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. On the right hash. Officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and that changes everything here in OT. So it's his 2nd missed field goal here. That wouldn't have ended the game, but it would have given him a leg up in OT.
And that's got to invigorate this defense. They did their part. Now it's time for their offense to put together a drive and seal the deal.
Prescott on first down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Prescott looks to throw on first. Going deep here for Bryant. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Second down throw for Prescott. Wide open receiver complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
So it all comes down to the foot of Dan Bailey. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. Flushed out right. And his throw is incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the one he was looking for. And it's second down.
Terrific coverage in the end zone that time. Forced him out of the pocket to his right. I thought maybe try and run it there, but no one came open for him. Nice job by the defense of not getting out of their lanes.
So it all comes down to the foot of Dan Bailey. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. Here comes the D swarming to the line. Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. That's complete right around the 8. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, right now, every little bit of yardage helps. So they're obviously well within his range. It's just about keeping the football and getting in the right spot.
Know your kicker. As you've mentioned, get it to the right spot, the place that he wants to kick it from. If you do decide to throw the football, it either goes to your team or no one. It's the only kind of throw you make.
Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goal's from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for the Cowboys, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. That'll do it.